stop, stick around, come through and dig the sound of the fly brown 6060 cycle. Who thought it?
We have a lot of people who have come from other states, from other countries. They may not have a background in liability insurance. And so I see people who make a lot of money, they've moved here from someplace else, and they have state minimums for their liability coverage. And so what I talk to them about is we are a very litigious society, especially around here in Washington. Everyone is a lawyer, has a lawyer, so there's a lot of lawyers around this area. And people who, just want to get what they want if they get into a car accident. So we focus on natural disasters, but I think our specialty is really also talking to people about making sure you have, what we call that big money protected, and that your liability coverage meets, not everyone needs to have a ton, but it should meet whatever you have to possibly lose, so you're protected.
I love it. Christine, let's put some color around that conversation. Someone coming in the Northern Virginia, DC area, I have an idea, pretty expensive area. Mm-hmm. What would you say Zillow average home values are? And what are some liability limits you would recommend to people moving into that area in terms of what should they think about? If their home is worth X, they should be thinking about this amount of insurance on their auto liability.
Sure. Now, to put it in perspective, I mean, you're from New York, so things are expensive there. So it's not as expensive as New York and California, but still most of the so it varies too. So most of the homes around here are $1 million, $1.5 million, but then, maybe a half hour west or south, you probably maybe in the more 500 to $1 million area. So it just depends, or less. We have a lot of people who rent as well. So we talk to people. I just sent a message to someone this morning, and he has $1 million house. It's a tiny little house in Arlington, but it's a lot of money because it's in a nice, it's in a close to the DC area. And I said, well, you don't have to get it. I just want you to ask your financial advisor, do they recommend, based on your net worth, that you should have this $1 million of liability protection? Like, I think so, but sometimes a lot of people have their own people. I said, well, confer with them and let me know, if my advice meets with your advisors.
I love the pushback to the financial advisor. This way you're not being pushy. You're validating with someone that they trust with their other finances, and we're protecting the assets. So I love that angle. And Christine, I'd be remiss. We're recording this podcast the day after a tragedy in the nation's capital. So I just want to say our thoughts and prayers are with anyone and everyone that was impacted by the tragic aircraft accident on last night.
Yeah, and I know it sounds crazy. So I am very scared of flying. So honestly, that's a kind of situation that terrifies me. So honestly, I try not to talk about it or think about it because I was so worried. And I really haven't even heard who's on the plane. I'm worried for all those people. And then I was like, it's right there. Like, oh my gosh, do I know someone who was on that plane? I mean, I'm sorry for everyone, but all of a sudden I had a panic attack. Last night I was like, where's my son?
Yeah.